Okay, we will talk about stop wanting. I think that was your idea. Okay, let's close your eyes. Let's close our eyes for the guided meditation. And anchor yourself in your heart chakra. By breathing into it. And today's topic for the guided meditation is, how can I stop wanting? So obviously, the person cannot stop wanting. The ego cannot stop wanting. Because if the ego says, I'm going to stop wanting, that's wanting. It's like you just substitute 1,000 needs by one great need, and you build a huge spiritual ego instead of a natural ego. But then you may be even more lost than before. So you can only stop wanting by being firmly grounded in consciousness itself. So in order to stop wanting, you need to shift your identification from the idea of being a body or a person or human to just being a being. A being without any certain characteristics. So all wanting is associated with thinking, of course. So usually all wanting promises to the person to become more, to become better, to become happier, more satisfied, and so on and so on. That's what wants and needs do. They make promises. So from the perspective of you as consciousness, most, if not all, of these promises are not very promising. Because as a being firmly grounded in consciousness itself, you already feel complete. You feel joy, you feel peace, love. So to become a good person, or to become famous, and so on, it's not very tempting. It's tempting for the person, but it's not tempting for you as consciousness. So from the perspective of the person or the ego, wanting and needing always involves time, the future. But you as consciousness, you live in the here and now. So you don't operate with wants and needs, but you operate with inspiration. Maybe the thought comes up for you to move somewhere else, different country, different apartment, different neighborhood. This means in this moment, this inspiring thought is an expression of you as consciousness. Can you see the difference? It's like a child who sings a happy tune. Somewhere over the rainbow, let's say. And singing this tune is already fulfilling for the child. This child doesn't say, oh, once I become famous, I'll be fulfilled. No, the child is already fulfilled while singing the song. So the same is with if you have ideas, inspiring ideas. Oh, I'd like to meet some new friends. This is just an inspiring thought. And this inspiration doesn't make you happy in the future. It's not promising something in the future. But the thinking itself makes you happy. So you can see another difference. The person, or the ego, when the ego is thinking, most of the time it will be miserable. Oh, this shouldn't be like this. This shouldn't be like that. The ego thinks, once I have more money, I will be happy. Once I have to work less, I'll be happy. But it's all in the future. Inspiration is not in the future, it's here and now. So the inspiration is an expression of the joy felt in this moment. Like when the child sings a happy tune, the singing is an expression of the love that the child feels. So this is the way to stop wanting. In psychology, they call it intrinsic, as opposed to extrinsic. Intrinsic means the behavior is already fulfilling. It's not corrupted. It's not like, okay, I do something in order to get something, to become something, to be something. But the behavior itself, it's pure. You'll do it because you love doing it. So the ego is always cunning. It's calculating. And then, of course, a lot of compromises will arise. The compromise is, okay, I don't want to do this, but I want something in exchange. Although I hate doing it, but I might get something out of it. So that's a compromise. If all of your behavior is intrinsic, there's no compromise. Never. And another difference is when you live in the here and now, you always go with what life presents to you. Imagine you're a lion. If you go hunting, it's not like, okay, it needs to be a crocodile today, or it needs to be a deer, or it needs to be this and that. No, the lion goes hunting, and whatever life presents to the lion will hunt. So this is the difference. The ego always makes this moment about what it wants. So I go to a restaurant as an ego and I want to have pizza. And they don't have pizza, so I'm pissed off as an ego. So you force your will onto the situation. And as consciousness, you don't do this. A banana is presented to you. Oh, my body responds in a positive way. That means I'm going to eat a banana. That's all. How would your life look like if you lived like this? Okay, guys, so take a few deep breaths. And I will be back with you in a minute